Welcome to Jay and Laura TV. We are Jay and Laura Laffoon, and we're here for your life, your marriage, and your family.
And ladies, just let me tell you this. I just want to share with you, our viewers, that my husband is in fact home improvement impaired.
I can't even screw in a light bulb properly.
He came down the other day. We have in our home, we have water around us by the way of a river and a pond. So we have multiple sump pumps. And for those of you who live in the South, like I did, I didn't even know what a sump pump was till I moved to Michigan. It pumps your water out of your basement. So anyway, I've learned what a sump pump is. We have two because we have so much water. So Jay walks down into the basement the other day. He goes, the sump pump just continues to run. You can kind of hear it. It goes,
it's just
running. It won't stop. The only way I can make it stop is to unplug it. He looks at it and he goes, I'm just going to unplug it. I'm going to talk to Russ. Russ is our friend who's a plumber. So he talks to Russ that night. Oh, you better call Phil. Phil runs the plumbing company. So Jay calls Phil Monday morning. Hey, I got something wrong with my sump pump. I got it unplugged because it runs all the time. Can you send some guys over to look at it? So, in my mind,
why are you talking like you're a southerner?
Sorry. In my mind, I'm thinking, this is a replacement of a sump pump because it's got to be something big. And then the guys come over Monday. They walk down the basement. They're down there like 3 seconds. Come back upstairs. Jay got it all fixed for you. Just had to move the ball on the sump pump or something. It was something quite simple that you just kind of went, It's going to cost me $150 for those two men to come move a little.
I didn't know. The sump pump had vibrated over to the edge of the wall, and so the ball that, trips the trigger was stuck.
You could have Googled it. Google everything. You always say, Google it. Figure it out. Google it.
All I had to do was twist the sump pump away from the wall.
Google how to fix my sump pump.
Sorry, I'm not very good with mechanical things. Good night. Well, let's move on, okay, to other frustrating things in the life of Jay and Laura Laffoon, okay? This is Connection Corner, a time in the show where we help you connect as a couple. And quite frankly, for the last 2 weeks, count them, 2 weeks, Laura and I have been trying to connect as a couple, if you get my drift. And, we try and practice a healthy, robust sex life, but there are just times it doesn't happen, and it's been 2 weeks. And the reality is this. Yes, there's been things that have just made it happen. A lot of emotional stuff happening in and around us right now that is keeping us from being emotionally ready to connect. And so it hit us that there might be some of you out there that have that same experience from time to time, that your connecting ability just isn't there because of the emotional stuff that's going on in your life that's just weighing on you heavily. And so our advice to you on how to connect is to get some time and remove yourself from those emotional situations. Get away as a couple. Go out for dinner, go for a long bike ride or walk so that you can kind of reconnect verbally with each other. You can get on the same page. You can vent whatever it needs to happen.
We've also really it's become kind of humorous. And so I'm not saying laugh at the fact that things are going on in your life that are emotionally draining. But you know what? Sometimes you do just need that emotional release of, laughing and communicating with, don't get mad at each other. That's the worst thing you can do is to take it out on each other. But just laugh and go, well, here we go again, and try again, as they say.
And remember that God did invent that lunch hour for
nooners,
a reason.
Nooners.
There we go. Well, let's move on to question of the week. This is from a female viewer, so I'm going to let you answer this one, honey, because it's a pretty tough question. I find it difficult after work, 6 kids, keeping the home, to feel intimate at the end of the day. What can I do to change my attitude? I want to drop into bed, not drop into sex.
I was telling Jay when we were looking at this question, this is something very real for many, many women, and many of you are our viewers, and obviously one of you have written us this question, and it kind of goes with that Connection Corner. Here's what we need to understand. Life has seasons to it. Marriage has seasons to it. And you're going to go through seasons. You're going to go through the seasons of having young kids. You're going to go through seasons of having teenagers. You're going to go through a season of having no kids. And each season's going to look different. And it's important, again, to communicate in those seasons and realize, we're in this season of our life right now. We're in a season of our life right now where we're trying to help other people. And it's emotionally draining. But you know what? That season's not going to last forever. And someday, both of our kids are going to move out and we're going to have a good time in our home.
That's
right. But you know what? It's a season, and you have to understand it's a season, number one. But number two, specifically for this viewer, ma'am, you need to save some energy for your spouse. And that may mean, you know what, that the dishes stay dirty in the sink for a day. Maybe the house doesn't get vacuumed. And you know what? If your husband is like some husbands that I know that you're saying, but you know what, he wants his house perfect. Well, you know what, I bet if you offered him a house perfect versus an intimate life, he's going to go, forget the cleaning,
I'll
go.
do the vacuuming. Okay, I'll do it.
Anyway, there you go. So, you know, really realizing that life has seasons, your marriage has seasons, but you also have to save some of that emotional energy for your spouse. And your spouse has to be your priority above your kids, above the laundry, above the dishes.
Keyword, priority, really is. Well, marriage in the news, we want to say happy anniversary. 1 year ago, April 29th just passed. The royal couple was wed, Will and Kate, and they have been in the news. It was really fun. I watched it. And you know, they look like they're a happy couple. The photos, the things that they do, and one of the issues, one of the you know, news articles that we read said they really are approaching life as a team. And let me tell you what, if you're struggling in your marriage, that is great advice. Realize that when you're fighting, you don't need to fight with each other. You need to fight for your marriage. Be that team that goes into battle together against the problems and the obstacles of your life and celebrate year after year of marriage. That's Marriage in the News. Will and Kate, happy anniversary. We're Jay and Laura Laffoon. We're here for your life, your marriage, and your family. Apparently, I have way too much personality for the people in this room. So I'm just going to tone it down a little bit and say, we have some news.
You can find Jay and Laura TV on your iTunes as of right now. Go to iTunes, search Jay and Laura TV, subscribe to it as a podcast, and you can watch Jay and Laura TV at your convenience on iTunes.
Bye!